Okay, I'm with Adam Knott, and we're at the Winchester Goalball Club training session. Adam, tell us a little bit about yourself and why we're sat here today.
Well, yeah, so I have played goalball now for nearly 15 years. I started goalball when I was in 2010. I was always interested in sport. I loved playing rugby and played rugby for multiple years. But when I got a little bit older, the ball moved faster and I just couldn't quite follow the game. So I thought I need to try something else, and I tried goalball. So I went along to a taste today and thought, actually, I really love this sport, and very quickly got involved in a local club. Very quickly, goalball was a much smaller sport then, and got involved with the GB national side, and was really fortunate enough to go to the Paralympics in 2012. Following on from the Paralympics, I thought I need to start a local club in my local area, so down in Winchester, and we started that in 2013. And 11 years on, we're still going really, really strong.
And I think you mentioned the Paralympic Games, and there's always talk after a Games about legacy, and sometimes just the exposure on television and a sport being talked about is enough to bring new people through the door, even just for a short amount of time. Yeah. But like you said, you set up a whole club, you've gone one step further. What was that like, starting a club straight after the Paralympics, and those challenges in those initial stages of setting up a club?
So it was really important for me to give back to what the experience that I'd had and been really fortunate to have. I wanted to make sure that other people in my area, both young people and older people, had the chance to have those experiences. So it was important to build on the legacy from the Paralympic Games. So in February 2013, I thought, let's just give this a go. And starting from scratch, you think, what can I do? How can I start this? And the first thing I did was just contact as many people as possible, and that's really important. Every local area will have local site charities, will have local schools, local county council, hospitals, TAs in schools working with people, young people with sight loss, and I just contacted everybody and everyone I could to try and get them involved on this particular day. We had it in the paper, we built local links with local charities, we had really strong links with Rotary, and that's where it all started. So building on from the legacy of 2012, it was a really great platform to make those links and start in February 2013, and it's grown, it's gone from strength to strength since.
And obviously you have a vision impairment yourself, so actually when you're thinking about setting up a club and where to hold the training sessions and thinking about all of those needs for your players, actually you had that all thought out. So for example, where we are right now, we're just around the corner from Winchester train station.
Yeah.
What were those other considerations that you had in mind for the players that you were trying to recruit, so you knew that the club that you'd set up was perfectly set up for visually impaired players?
Yeah, so I just didn't think I was going to start, and now I've gone, but we'll go anyway. So I think starting a club for visually impaired, you have to take a lot into consideration. The first and most important thing is transport. We all know that visually impaired and blind people rely heavily on friends, family and public transport. So starting a club, we were only 10 minutes walk from the local train station, and at the very beginning we offered pick-up and drop-offs from the local train station to help people get here. Also, starting the club, we need to think about how can we reach as many visually impaired people as possible. Even the little things along the lines of, actually it's really hard for visually impaired people to see the PDF, to see posters on walls. So actually sending out invitations via Word document means that the screen readers can read it. Making sure we go on the local radio stations, because people are going to listen to that and not necessarily see it. So it's really important you take those things into consideration. Obviously, when you're at the sports centre and when you're at the club itself, thinking how can we adapt our sessions to make sure people feel safe, to make sure people are happy and they feel comfortable in the surroundings that they're in. And that's where myself, having that experience of a visual impairment, I kind of used what I knew to make everyone else feel happy when they arrived at the club. So it's thinking of those little things that can actually make a big difference.
And I think also what you've done is, whilst you've been overseeing the growth of the club, you've had a team to support you and lead certain areas, which has been crucial, rather than it falling just on you. You've got this network around you to help build the success of the club.
I think What's really important is people without sight loss on a Saturday, Sunday morning, they can go to their rugby, to their football, to their cricket club, and there's a lot of parental help there, and that's really important, and that's where those clubs grow. And it's important that visually impaired people have that same chance to be part of those clubs, and therefore try Goalball, try VI cricket, try VI football, blind football. It can't just be done by one person, so a real thing that we've tried to do here is get families involved, holding social events, making sure that we train up the parents, so when they come to training, get them involved, get them to throw some goalballs, get them to referee a little bit, get them to help out in the sessions. We've also put on training days for the parents to help them become coaches. We've had support from that from local charities, but also Goalball UK, the main governing body. I think it's really important that as a sports club, especially a VI sports club, that you grow those links with as many people as possible, because that's how you're going to grow, and that's how you're just going to go from strength to strength.
You've reached the pinnacle of your sport. You've represented Great Britain at the Paralympics. That's obviously not going to be the route for everyone that plays goalball, and for parents who are watching this, it's all they're looking for is a way to get their child just more active, because we all know the benefits of sport. What would be your message to parents looking to involve their VI child, not just in goalball but any stream of sport? What would you recommend they look to do in terms of finding somewhere to begin? What advice would you give to parents?
I think there is a lot out there, and that's really important. And as I said, people without sight loss have their sports clubs they can go to the weekend, and we need to make sure visually impaired people and young people have that as well. My line is always just give it a go. You have to give it a go. If you don't give it a go, you don't necessarily know what you're going to love and what you're not going to love. Being here and running this Goalball club is my proudest thing that I've done as part of Goalball, because I see the confidence, I see the independence, I see the people skills and the growth that these young people have made over the last 10 years. And that starts by them just giving it a go. So if I was going to give one bit of advice, is contact your local site charity, speak to your local school about the clubs that they know are around, contact the governing bodies, so the FA, Sport England, Goalball UK, the governing bodies for those sports, to find out what is local to you and just give it a go. If you don't like it, that's fine, but you may find that you absolutely love it and want to stay involved.